Oh, I think it's an award winner. I think it'd do huge damage. I mean, just look at the man's face. This is Andrew, born a prince. Second in line to the, when he was born, he was only one behind Prince Charles.
Now, at about 7:30 last night, Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor left Elsham Police Station. He was released under investigation, having been arrested nearly 12 hours earlier on suspicion of misconduct in public office. It's the biggest crisis for the monarchy since the abdication. Andrew is the first royal to have been held in custody in more than 350 years. It's worth stressing Andrew has always denied the allegations. Well, joining us now, the Sunday Times #1 best-selling author. His latest book is The Windsor Legacy. It's Robert Jobson. Robert, good morning.
Morning, Rosie.
Can you think of a day in your career, Robert, that's been just quite so damaging for the royal family?
Absolutely not. I mean, I thought that we had the Annus Horribilis, 92. We had obviously the death of Princess Diana and the fallout from that. But this is a feeling of it being existential. You've now got MPs calling for a full inquiry into what the royal family knew, and it's stretching beyond what even beyond Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor and what's going to happen there, but to the monarchy itself and whether any of this was covered up. So I think that this is the issue, the next big issue, because people need to know the actual facts of the case. I mean, I'm not a Republican. I'm not somebody who wants. There's a lot of people saying anyone who's criticising the royal family is that's ridiculous. The fact is, they have to take constructive criticism. I think the king is clear about that. But the bottom line, this is absolutely the biggest scandal since the abdication. Yeah.
And business sort of tries to continue on as normal. We had, the king, other members of the royal family taking part in public arrangements and appointments yesterday. How difficult is that going to be?
I think it's also a bit of a sideshow. I know that the statement was addressed, and I think I understand the king's position where he's saying basically we've got to carry on doing our duty. And, this is a man he's battling cancer, and the stress of this must be horrendous. But I do think it should have been addressed in a slightly different way. I don't think just issuing a statement through a press officer does really work, although what he said in that press statement was correct. I do think he could have addressed, like the Queen did during the death, after all the criticism over the death of Diana, just a short video message or statement on television, which he just says basically what he said there. But it also makes it clear that he leads an organisation that will be going forward different, that will be more transparent, and will be fully accountable. Because I think that people need the only bond between the people and an unelected institution like the monarchy is trust, and I think that trust is being won at this moment in time because of the behaviour of the alleged behaviour of one man, although he said he hasn't done any of these things. Even the fact that we are where we are now.
Could the palace not now still be more forthcoming?
Yes, I think they should be doing their own independent inquiry to get ahead of the curve. I think they should have been doing far more over the last 16 years. This has just not happened in the last month or two. Only a few months ago, Prince Andrew was standing next to Prince William at the Duchess of Kent's funeral. He sided up against him. Yes, William looked decidedly uncomfortable, but Prince Andrew and Sarah were invited back into the fold after the death of the Queen, and certainly after the death of the Duke of Edinburgh, who didn't want Sarah anywhere near the royal family, but they were invited back into the fold, and that was an error of judgment.
Yeah. I mean, how do you imagine the palace will respond today? Looking at the front page of the papers, we've got every single paper's got that photograph of Andrew being sort of driven away from the police station in Norfolk last night.
Amazing picture by Phil Noble. I know he works for Reuters. Excellent, a master of his craft. I thought that picture is just an amazing news picture, really.
How much damage will that photograph do you think? It's likely to be one that we remember.
Oh, I think it's an award winner. I think it'd do huge damage. I mean, just look at the man's face. This is Andrew, born a prince. Second in line to the, when he was born, he was only one behind Prince Charles. He was the Queen's favourite son. There he is in the back of the car on his 66th birthday, having spent the day being questioned by police, and the case will continue. I think that this is a very serious crisis. I mean, hopefully, what's clear to me is that Prince William, the Prince of Wales, and the Princess of Wales are very distant from it. I think they are the future of the monarchy, and that's at least one good point that comes out of it. That they are. Prince William, I know, was very keen to stay. Very not that actually the Garter ceremony when Andrew was told he could go a few years back. William put his foot down and said, "I'm not going to go if he's there." So it's clear that there's been a massive falling out, and it's also going to impact upon the late Queen Elizabeth II's legacy, because I think that not enough decisive action was taken. And I do think that it's all in good saying they're acting now, but this has been in the public domain 16 or so years. I think that really there should have been a proper investigation internally, at least, about this.
Yeah, and he is still in line to the throne.
Well, that's the most ridiculous thing. I mean, I know that people now start quoting protocol or rules, and yes, it has to be acts of parliament that do that and do this. The bottom line is, whatever it has to do, he has to be removed from the line of succession. I think it would be, rather than it going through the process of various acts of parliament in all the Commonwealth realms, which is what would be required as well as here, and Andrew should abdicate himself from that position to do his brother the favour of that. I mean, because it's ludicrous. I actually think it's ludicrous that that they have this long list of the royal succession. I think it's not necessary. I think Prince William's children should probably suffice. I don't really see why we've got Prince Harry and Archie and Lilibet in the line of succession. We're not really anything to do with the monarchy anymore. The reality, they don't want, they're not taking part, they're not working roles. I think it needs to be looked at. There's no doubt about that. And the fact that you've got Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor in the line of succession is just ridiculous. It's got to be removed, and it's got to happen now.
Robert, thank you very much. Robert Jobson, the Sunday Times #1 best-selling author. His latest book is The Windsor Legacy. Thank you very much.